you meet everyone backstage, I hope?
Yes, we did.
That's nice. You know John, you know Melba and Sam.
Hello, John again. How are you?
Gentlemen, be seated.
Right, you're supposed to sit there, remember?
Is he supposed to sit there? Why?
Just what I was told.
He do the talking? You do the talking?
No. It's your policy, that.
I'd like for my viewers to know your names.
I'm Barry.
Barry?
That's Morris.
And I'm
Morris?
Robin. And I'm Robin.
Robert.
Excuse me.
Robin or Robert?
Robin.
Robin.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been here a very short time, I'm told, this trip.
Just a few days. Just a few days. We did two shows in Pittsburgh. One last night. One on what night
Friday
was
night.
it?
Friday
We don't know what day it is.
Really? I mean, the jet lag has caught up to you, right?
It's the energy crisis.
Yes.
Exhaustion.
Everybody's
Speaking
short
of
of
energy crisis, yeah, what about England now? What are things like there?
What about England?
I was talking, was that gentleman I spoke to backstage?
But that was Daddy. A dad.
Yes.
Who's daddy?
That was
That's our father.
Oh, your father.
Yeah, that's our father.
Yes.
Your
Get off.
father.
Careful. Your brothers.
Yes, we're all three brothers.
We're twins.
Then that would be your father, yeah.
That stands to reason.
Your father was saying that the gasoline thing, and he said petrol,
Yeah.
it's kind of settled down now. People can get gas or petrol in England. Is that true?
Well, it's a lot better than it is here. It's dreadful. You know,
We
here
have-
to get petrol,
Sorry.
you're going through so much trouble. Where we went through this trouble maybe a month ago, when it was pretty bad. But most of this can be blamed on the papers and the newspapers over there. They panic everybody. You know.
You think people are overreacting to it everywhere?
Well, I don't think the public were in England. You know, in England, in the papers in England, it says, you know, trouble. You know, that's it. They just print trouble, and everybody goes, huh? Oh, carry on with what you're doing.
Carry on. I love that.
You know,
I love
and
that.
the English, you know, well, it seems pretty much the same way here. There's a lot of humour about it. People
It's funny
take it
that-
very much in their stride, you know.
The British people always, I don't know what it is, every time during a crisis, they always have a great, sense, they always go through it with a lot of
Yeah. We do
humour.
programmes about it and send it out.
It brings people together, it does. You have a common thing happening.
Except, you know, we don't want to go too politically,
But
but
it was like the Depression in the 1930s, not that.
I don't remember that.
It was like the Depression. I mean, the best thing that ever happened to England in the although it's a horrible thing to say, was the war, because it pulled people together and it made everybody forget about the economy.
Common cause.
this may bring the common people together in either America or England, but politically, the main trouble is amongst the different parties in politics.
Yes, but don't you absolutely
Yes,
sure?
but
I truly believe.
if there was a unity there, there
So
may
we-
be an even better unity amongst the people themselves.
So,
There's too much fighting. We waste power in the Houses of Parliament with Labour Party arguing with the Tories. About,
Conservatives.
you know, the Tories make a point about something, the Labour kill themselves laughing out loud. This is not just...
And Morris started to laugh, I think.
Yeah, Morris is conservative. He's got to
Well,
laugh.
how did they... Oh, I'll ask you this in a moment. We have to break right now. We'll be right back, right after this commercial break. You were telling me something, Barry, which I think you should relate to our viewers. It's very interesting about the Washington correspondent who came to England a
That's right.
couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, this was a television man, a television reporter, who went over to England to see what the situation was like, because he was totally under the impression that things were really bad over there and that we were under martial law, that there were troops at the airport, holding the airport. Why, I don't know. And that there wasn't a car on the road. And he came over there with that impression. And we're driving normally. We get a full tank of gas.
I'd rather have the first one. Yes.
But that's the case.
Yeah.
We're not under that situation at all. And he
Now,
was under the impression that we were.
Now, how did the press in England handle our Watergate situation?
Well, that's about the only thing we hear about in England. You know, we don't hear so much about your gas problems or any other problems. We just hear about Watergate and that man.
Actually, since the gas problems, we hear very little about Watergate in this country.
Yeah, so we've noticed.
Maybe that's what brought upon the gas problems. Who knows? What are you going to sing? I love when somebody's lip syncing a record, especially get the drummer's eye, and you know, when they're just pretending they're playing, go like this. Can you keep it down? And they look at you like you're crazy, you know. You're not a real drummer? Oh, it says I'm not a real drummer. How about that? What is the next song? Is it a composition of yours?
The next song is a record we had a long time ago out called Massachusetts.
Oh, that's a nice place. Will you sing it for us? The Bee Gees.